Now it's time for our mixed numbers. I know we talked for a brief little bit about them in the last section, but a mixed number is going to have a whole number and then a rational number. So it's another way to write an improper fraction. So we saw things like 7/2. We said that was improper in the last section, and that's because the numerator is larger than the denominator. But 7/2 I also could write as 3.5. So I could write it in its mixed number form. So we want to be able to go back and forth between these. And you can kind of see I'm kind of screaming there with my bold. And I know that's kind of a little nasty, but I did it on purpose. You have to show work. And that's because you need to be able to explain the steps. I can't be inside your head to know if you understand the steps. So the only way I can grade and make sure you understand the steps is to show work. So if you just have an answer down here for these, all honesty, I'm not going to give you credit for them. So even if you have the right answer, when I go to grade your work, if you don't have any work down here, then I'm not going to give you credit because I really only care about the steps. I honestly do not care about the answer for these because I want to make sure that you could explain this to someone. That's my job. My job is to not make sure that you know the answer, is really to make sure that you could explain it to someone. So this A over B form, a lot of times, I think I talked about this before too, but it's going to say A over B, where A and B are both integers and B can't be 0. So you'll have all that stuff. But that just means we're going to write it in fraction, in that improper fraction form, instead of in the mixed number form. I'm going to show why it all works, and then I'll show the cute little kind of shortcut for it. What this really means is this is 5 2/3. You could think about like a recipe. If you're cooking something, you would have to scoop out maybe 5 cups and then 2/3 more. So 5 whole things and then a partial one. Well, 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1. So 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1. Looking at my denominators, my least common denominator, if I were going to add these together, would be 3. One of them is already 3. The other one is not. So I need to change it to be 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3. So 15/3 plus 2/3. So now what I've done is I've changed the 5 and I've turned it into 15/3. 5 is the same thing as 15/3. You could check that in your calculator. If you just type in 15/3, your calculator is going to tell you the answer is 5. Now, using our adding that we already looked at before, 17/3 is the answer. Now I know I showed lots and lots and lots of steps there. You don't need to show every single step, but if all you have is 17/3, is all you did was just like click an answer in my math lab and you did not show me work on a test, or if you're not taking your test in my math lab, you're taking them on paper pencil, all you did was have an answer there and you didn't show steps, I'm just not going to give you credit. You're going to have to show something, and I'll show you that shortcut, or you can work out this way. This is the reason the shortcut works. So what a lot of people like to do is this cute little circle thing, and it is fine. You multiply the 3 and the 5, and that gives you 15. And then you add it to the 2. So you get 17/3. And that's fine. So if you wanted to do that, what I would need to see is what I'm going to highlight in red. Let me put a little plus sign up here. So if you were to show me that stuff, it would be completely fine. Notice I did write out the multiplication and the addition. I didn't just draw arrows. I wrote out the operations that I was doing. You did exactly what I did before, but just in a cute little circle so that it's easier to people to remember. But if you notice up here, 3 times 5 plus 2. And I've got over here, I've got 3 times 5 plus 2. So it's really exactly the same work, just in a slightly different format. So we've got another one down here below. This is a negative, and I do like to point out you need to be careful with these negatives. The entire thing is negative, not just that 2. So I think the easiest way to do this is to think about converting the 2 and 3/7, the 2 and 3/7, and then adding that negative on at the end, because both the 2 and the 3/7 is negative. So I think it's a little bit easier if you kind of work the problem just as 2 3/7 and tack that negative on at the end. So go ahead and hit pause and see if you can work this one out. Coming back from pause, I'm going to work it the longer way where I'm showing a few more steps, but feel free to use, like I said, we can use this shortcut as long as you're labeling the multiplication in addition so that you could explain to someone you're supposed to multiply and then add. My least common denominator for this is going to be 7 right here. So 2 could be 14 over 7. So 2 is the same thing as 14 over 7. So that would end up giving me 17/7. And then we don't want to forget that negative sign. So it's negative 17/7. Now, going from a improper fraction to a mixed number is honestly, I think, a little bit more challenging than what we were just doing. So here I've got a mixed, an improper fraction, and my answer needs to be a mixed number. So it needs to look like that whole number or that integer, and then a fraction. So I need to do the opposite of this. I need to split this 43/5 into a step that looks like the 14/7 and 3/7. For instance, 43 could be 20 plus 23. So 20/5 plus 23/5, for example. That's not what I need it to be. But there are lots of things that could be. So I need to choose smartly. I need to choose a number that is a multiple of 5, because 5's in the denominator, that is close as I can get to 43. I'll tell you, a lot of times people have to rewind and kind of listen to this process again, so definitely feel free to do that. Again, there could be lots of different ways to think of two numbers that add to 43. For instance, 42 plus 1 is 1, or 20 plus 23, or 10 plus 33. But there's one specific one that I need. I need a multiple of 5, because that's my denominator, as close as I can get to 40. So I don't want to choose 20. I want to choose the one that's 43. So 43 could be 40 plus 3. And that's over 5. I could split those two fractions up to get 40/5 and 3/5. 40/5 is 8, and 3/5 cannot reduce. Oops. So that 40/5, I meant to do this one. The 40/5 is the same thing as 8, and the 3/5 stays. So my final answer is 8 and 3/5.